You've probably seen the headlines: new subway in Manila, Japanese-funded bullet train in the works, tech hubs and factories rising fast. But let me tell you something the headlines don't explain. Japan is not just helping the Philippines, they're strategically embedding themselves in the country. And honestly, almost nobody's talking about why. This isn't fear-mongering, it's not conspiracy, it's about strategy. And once you see the full picture, you'll realize Japan's growing influence in the Philippines could quietly reshape Asia. Let's go deeper. Let's start with the obvious. Japan has been pouring billions into Philippine infrastructure. Bridges, trains, expressways, all stamped made with Japan. But here's what most people miss. This isn't just concrete and steel. Japan is building trust, long-term influence, and in geopolitics that's priceless. See, while everyone's focused on China's aggression in the West Philippine Sea, Japan is playing the long game. They're not sending warships, they're sending engineers, scholarships, grants, and, it's working. The Philippines isn't just receiving help, it's becoming a partner, an ally, a pillar in Japan's vision for the Indo-Pacific. This relationship is older than you think. Now let's rewind a bit. Most people think Japan-Philippines ties began with World War II reparations. But in reality, these two countries have traded and connected since before Spain ever colonized the islands. There were samurai-era Japanese traders in the Philippines centuries ago. Pre-colonial Filipinos visited Japan long before there were embassies. Fast forward to today, and that connection has matured into a bond built on trust and strategy. Even after the trauma of World War II, Japan didn't disappear. They returned, not with dominance but with help. Hospitals, schools, investment. Even during the 1986 People Power Revolution, when democracy was reborn in the Philippines, Japan stood by the country's side. That kind of loyalty, it's honestly rare. Get this. In a 2011 BBC World Service poll, 84% of Filipinos said they viewed Japan's influence positively. That is just not normal on the global stage. Most countries don't get numbers like that, not even traditional allies. That's not just goodwill, that's a deep foundation of trust, and Japan knows it. So now, when Japan steps in with massive infrastructure projects or tech investments, Filipinos welcome it. Not with suspicion, but with optimism. And yeah, that's why this strategy is working so well. Let's talk numbers. Between 1966 and 2017, Japan provided nearly 60% of all official development assistance to the Philippines. That's 1.5 trillion pesos, just in aid. But now, the game has leveled up. In just one presidential visit in 2023, Japan pledged 771.6 billion pesos in new investments expected to create over 40,000 jobs. From energy to healthcare, rail to robotics, Japan is investing not just in physical infrastructure, but in the future of Filipino talent. Everyone talks about the subways, but let's talk about what's happening under the radar. The North-South Commuter Railway, backed by a 377 billion yen loan from Japan, is connecting Luzon like never before. But here's the kicker. Japan is also supplying the trains, the tech, and the training. It's a full package deal, and a long-term one. Then there's JICA, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, quietly reshaping everything from disaster preparedness to climate adaptation in the Philippines. This isn't short-term charity, this is strategic partnership. Investing in the Philippines' greatest asset, its people. Here's the part that gives me goosebumps. Japan isn't just investing in land and projects, they're investing in Filipino brains. Through scholarships like the JAPEPA and MEXT, they're sending Filipino students to top Japanese universities. Meanwhile, Japanese-backed programs like the TESTA Japan IT Training Center are bringing digital skills into the Philippines. From artificial intelligence to cybersecurity, from medical innovation to engineering, Japan is helping Filipinos prepare for jobs that, honestly, don't even exist yet. And it's not just about skills, it's about mindset. Japan is transferring its legendary work ethic and precision into the hands of Filipino youth. And the long-term effects? Well, they're game-changing. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Everyone expects Japan to invest in big-name companies, but guess what? They're also backing Filipino startups. Some you've never even heard of. Take Safe Space. It's a mental health platform that connects users with licensed therapists. With Japanese support, it's honestly scaling fast across Asia. Or, there's Glyph Technologies, which was co-founded by Filipino entrepreneurs and also backed by Japan. They're really transforming how farmers distribute food in Southeast Asia. And yeah, it all started with just a seed of Japanese funding. This is what Japan sees, not just a market, but really a launchpad for innovation. Over 881 Japanese companies are already here. Want more proof? As of this year, over 881 Japanese companies are officially registered with PIZZA. That's the Philippine Economic Zone Authority. They've invested 766.5 billion pesos, exported 5.36 billion pesos, and created over 340,000 jobs for Filipinos. That's not a coincidence. That's a calculated strategy. Because the Philippines offers what Japan needs: strategic location, young talent, and a population eager to learn. Now here's the part most people completely miss. This partnership isn't just about business, it's also about security. As China continues to assert dominance in the South China Sea, Japan is stepping in to help the Philippines strengthen its maritime defenses. Through joint military exercises, technology transfers, and Coast Guard cooperation, Japan is quietly reinforcing the Philippines' strategic position in Asia. And this is where things get real. Because in the grand chessboard of Asian geopolitics, alliances are everything. Japan isn't just giving money, they're sharing responsibility for peace, stability, and sovereignty. So, is this a takeover? Let's be real. Some people might call this a takeover, but to me, this is a partnership. One of the most powerful, strategic, and underappreciated alliances in Asia right now. Yes, Japan is gaining influence, but they're not stealing it, they're earning it, by showing up, by investing not just in buildings but in people, by believing in the Philippines when others hesitate. That's not dominance, that's diplomatic brilliance. Final thoughts. A shared future, not a silent invasion. Here's what I want you to take away from this. What Japan and the Philippines are building right now is, honestly, bigger than just infrastructure. It's a vision of shared progress, mutual growth, and a more stable Asia. The best part? It's working. The Philippines is, without a doubt, one of the fastest-growing economies in the region. Filipino talent is being upskilled like never before. And Japan is playing a quiet but undeniable role in that transformation. This isn't just about power, it's about potential, and that's the real hidden agenda, not a takeover, but a partnership designed to shape the future of Asia. So the next time you ride that Japanese-funded train, or hear about another Filipino tech startup backed by Japan, remember this: you're witnessing history. You're riding the rails of a quiet revolution, and honestly, I think we're only just getting started.